Welcome to the Vibrant Life Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Alice Prince. And today's lesson, we are going to be talking about how to help your students set a growth-minded mindset. Growth-minded mindset. That is what we are going to be talking about today. So today's lesson comes from Romans chapter 12, verse number 2. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. So let us get right into it. Having a growth-minded mindset, see, it's when your thoughts become the things that you create, and that really becomes your reality. So it's so important to have a growth-minded mindset. It's important to program your thoughts in positive ways so that positivity can become your reality. That's what we should be teaching our students, having positive thoughts out of habit. Think about this. If someone could take a peek into your mind. Say your mind was a window, right? And somebody could take a peek into your mind. What would they see? Wouldn't you want them to see positive, beautiful, affirming, loving, compassionate thoughts? Think about this. Would you want company to come over to your house and your house is dirty? No, you wouldn't want that. So think about your mind and your mindset. That's what I think that we should concentrate on with our students. So many of our students deal with trauma. And in dealing with trauma, we have to counteract that trauma with having a growth mindset. I like to use these examples when I talk to students. I think these are really good examples. You definitely can come up with your own examples, but I think that these examples really resonate with students. Albert Einstein wasn't able to speak until he was almost 4 years old. And his teachers told him, you know what? You'll never amount to nothing. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job because guess what? He lacked imagination. Well, did you know Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team? And what about this? The CEO of Starbucks went to 200 banks for a loan and was told no. Imagine a world without Starbucks. I can't, as I'm sipping on my Starbucks coffee. These are just a few anecdotes that you should share with your students about how failing is just a step in the learning process. This is also a great way to introduce the growth mindset. See, you have to think it. You have to be able to believe it in order to achieve it. We should practice this thinking habits with our students every single day. Shouts out to Sacred Heart because I know that part of their curriculum is having a growth mindset. See, with the growth mindset, research states that students just perform better. They recognize the importance of effort in academic success. They seek out challenging academic tasks and value critical feedback. See, a growth mindset is pivotal for students to achieve academic success and have personal happiness. A growth mindset increases self-esteem and creates positive self-awareness habits. So I have a list of 4 things that I would love for you to practice with your students and teach them how to have a growth mindset. Number 1, have your students set personal SMART goals. See, don't provide any criteria or parameters regarding the goals that they choose. Their goals could be spiritual, academic, and or physical goals. Have them get in touch with who they really are and what makes them happy and what's important to them. And then talk to them about SMART goal setting. And we all know what SMART goal setting is. S stands for specific, and M stands for measurable, A stands for achievable, R stands for relevant, and the T stands for timely. Students can revamp their goals accordingly and use it as something to strive for and work towards throughout the year. Give every student a positive or motivational quote and ask them to discuss what the quote means to them. For example, you must expect great things of yourself before you do them. And action is the foundational key to all success. Those are two great quotes. But I'm sure you can come up with some as well. See, this exercise further reinforces the growth mindset and how it equates to setting and achieving greater goals. I saw a great example of this when I went to visit Christ Light of Nations with the 6th grade teacher. Before her students took a test, she recited positive affirmations to each student. She told her students that they were smart and they were bright and assured them that they had the knowledge to pass the exam that she was giving to them. Kudos to her. Number 2, change the way that your students look at challenges and struggles. None of us like to have a challenge. None of us like to struggle, right? It's hard. But guess what? It's a part of life. Look at the struggles and our challenges from a different perspective. For example, have your students ask themselves, what is this challenge trying to teach me? Or how can I grow from it? Maybe, is this a spiritual test? Have the growth mindset like, I'm going to pass this test. I am going to grow. I am going to learn. I'm going to become stronger from this situation. I am going to become a more loving, compassionate, or maybe a caring individual. I'm going to be a better person, a better version of myself. Or maybe I'm going to become a better communicator. I am learning how to love myself and love my neighbors more. How about this one? I'm learning how to see the face of Jesus in my neighbors and my friends and from people who I do not get along with. Tell your students to keep that in mind and look at those challenges and struggles from a different perspective. See, if you want to change the world, you must start with yourself. We shouldn't try to change individuals, but change how we respond, internalize, and how we value different perspectives. This helps us and helps our students to create positive levels of consciousness and awareness. Number 3, be the best version of yourself. God only made one of you. Each day, teach your students to brush their shoulders off and keep it moving. Stay focused and positive. Keep improving who you want to be. Keep transforming yourself into being a more caring, compassionate, problem-solving, positive, loving, and thinking positive thoughts all the time. Make that a habit. Last but not least, my 4th and final is track progress and track your inventory. Have students track their progress and see a visual representation of their progress. That's a huge motivator if you have charts and journals. Help facilitate for them this visual representation of their progress. Use personal calendars. I love seeing the clips in the classrooms at BTC, Sacred Heart, St. Rose, and Christ Light. And I'm sure other students, I'm sure other schools use the clips. But this process helps the students keep track of their behavior and helps them with self-accountability at a young age. Journaling is a great way for high schoolers and middle schoolers to take inventory and keep track of their own progress. Instilling the growth mindset reinforces the idea of effort and allows the students' beautiful characteristics to blossom. It also helps the students to take ownership of their positive growth and behaviors that lead to success. It builds confidence and helps students to deal with setbacks in a healthy manner. So, what's the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset? Glad you asked. I'll tell you. A fixed mindset would say, belief that the ability of a mindset can't change. But a growth mindset would say, belief that a mindset is malleable and can be developed. A fixed mindset would say, effort is bad. If you are smart, you should not have to work as hard. But a growth mindset would say, effort is good. It is how you get better. A fixed mindset would say, what matters is looking smart so you can prove your ability. Well, a growth mindset would say, what matters is learning so you can improve your ability. A fixed mindset might say, helplessness, setback is a sign that you do not have what it takes. But a growth mindset would say, resilience, setback is a sign to work harder or to even try a new strategy. The road is not easy, but do not give up because you do have what it takes. A fixed mindset may say failure is the end of the story, so guess what? It's time to give up. Oh no, but a growth mindset says failure is just the beginning of the story. Time to try again. Having a growth mindset is not easy. It takes practice. You have to practice. You have total control over your thoughts. Steering your mind in the right direction takes work, but guess what? It's achievable. Think about a goal that you really wanted. You prayed for it and now you have it. Think about how excited you were when you first achieved that goal. See, never lose sight of that excitement and love that you have what you had always prayed for. Be grateful and be mindful, and just do not forget. It's really comforting when you look around and appreciate those little small things in life. Remember that life is about the journey, not about the destination. This is what having a growth set brings to your soul, your overall happiness, and your way of life. Well, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate all the wonderful feedback that I've been getting from this podcast. Please keep your questions rolling in. Please keep your comments rolling in. I read each and every one of them. Remember, you can find us on Apple, iTunes, and all podcast locations. Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Play. Just Google me. Google Vibrant Life Podcast and you will find us. I can also be reached at aprince@federationofcatholicschools.com. That's aprince@federationofcatholicschools.com. Thank you again for tuning in.